What's up guys? You know we have tested many projectors on our channel Tech Brothers, but this one is unique. At least I have never seen anything like it before. The 8849 company is familiar to me with their rugged smartphones and tablets. They even have projector phones. However, this is a standalone projector. It is called Mars. In fact, it is not quite correct to call it standalone, because you need a smartphone, tablet, laptop or other device to use the projector. This is its main feature though. You just need to connect your phone, for example, to the projector via cable and it is ready to use. It doesn't need any power source, since it charges from a connected device. As for the projector's specs, it has a 720p native resolution, 100 lumens brightness, and a laser autofocus. We will check out the picture quality later in this video. But let's start the review of the 8849 Mars with unboxing. By the way, I forgot to say that this is the smallest projector I have ever had, so it comes in a small box. It is even smaller than the box of any modern smartphone. We can see 8849 and Mars on the front. The back side has a sticker with some projector specs, such as input, display technology and resolution. Inside the box is a projector. It is so tiny. There is also a magnetic stand, USB-C cable, lightning adapter, and a user manual included. The adapter must be a very good and a useful thing. We will check how the projector works with Android and iOS devices. Yes, the 8849 Mars projector is much smaller than I could have even imagined. Its dimensions are 76 by 76 by 18 mm. You know, it is about half the size of my iPhone 12. However, it is also twice as thick. In addition, despite its tiny size, the projector weighs a little more than a smartphone. It is 179 grams. This is because the body of the projector is made of metal. Overall, the projector feels very solid and high quality. It doesn't look like a cheap product. The 8849 Mars has a lens and autofocus camera on the front. The charging port and video port are on the side. There are also air inlets on the top, side and front. We will check the projector's heat and noise level a little later in this video. Finally, there is a magnetic ring at the bottom for attaching the stand. The stand is made of metal as well. You can use it to change the projection angle from 0 to almost 90 degrees. By the way, there is an almost invisible button at the bottom. You can press it to adjust the focus. The projector doesn't have any other control buttons, and it doesn't even have a remote control, all because it doesn't have its own system. You need to plug an external device, such as a phone, into it. Let's see how it works. You know, at the beginning of the video I said that you just need to connect your smartphone to projector and you can already use it, but there are some nuances here. First, if you want to use the projector without an external power source, your mobile device must have a USB Type-C 3.0 with a DisplayPort support. I tried connecting it to my two Android phones and unfortunately it didn't work. The projector turned on, but it did not mirror the screen. It seems that my phones do not support DisplayPort. I also plugged my iPhone into the projector and it didn't even turn on. So I decided to try connecting the cable that came with the projector from my iPhone to the video port and another cable to the charging port and power adapter. It worked. The picture from my phone screen appeared on the projection. I didn't use any screen mirroring apps. You know, the 8849 Mars projector is advertised as a mini projector for all occasions. So let's try to power it from a power bank. Yes, it also works. That's great. As soon as the projector turns on, it starts making quite a loud noise. To be honest, I didn't even expect that from such a tiny projector. The noise level nearby is 49 decibels. And it is about 42 decibels at 1 meter. Before we talk about image quality, let's discuss projection size. This is a mini projector, so it has a maximum screen size of 100 inches at a distance of 3 meters. However, I found that the best image quality is achieved with a screen size of 40 inches at a distance of 1 meter. But I will be testing this projector with a screen size of about 80 inches. When using an external power supply, the image has a maximum resolution of 720p and a brightness of 100 lumens. You know, 100 lumens doesn't sound like much, but since it is a DLP projector, the picture is pretty bright. However, the 720p resolution is not really good for reading text, because it is quite blurry, but it is enough for watching videos. By the way, the projector has no built-in speakers, so the sound comes from the speakers of a connected smartphone.
Explain this. His secrets could have deadly consequences. It's here. There's the power. One story. Early out. Davis, the rookie, running back in, but Allen being chased by Galactus. Gonna heave it down the field. He was not up for the game against the Chiefs in November. He was out with a knee at that time. Galactus has improved dramatically.
As for autofocus and auto keystone, they work pretty well. Screen alignment and adjustment is instant, so you don't have to wait a few seconds like with most other projectors. You know, the 8849 Mars projector is not about image quality, because you can buy another projector with a much better picture for that price. However, this is the smallest projector I have ever had. I would call it a smartphone accessory, because you can quickly plug it in and share the screen of your mobile device. What do you think of this kind of projector? Would you like it? Write in the comments below. Thank you for watching. See you soon!